Aya, and welcome to the Forks of the Wabash. You are standing very near one of the important Miami Indian landmarks in this area. As the Indians and later traders came to this area, they often used natural landmarks to know where they were and to give direction to others. Just beyond the bridge, the river known to us as the Wabash splits. A split in a river or a road is called a fork. The right fork continues on to its source in Ohio and keeps the name Wabash. The left fork is known as the Little River and continues on almost to Fort Wayne. If you were traveling by canoe along this fork, you would, in time, have to carry your canoe about 8 miles overland until being able to reach water again at the Maumee River, which would eventually take you to Lake Erie. The process of carrying your vessel overland from one body of water to the next is known as portage. But since it was the shortest route from the Great Lakes to the Mississippi River at the time, many were willing to suffer the inconvenience of portage. The Miami Indian capital was located where the city of Fort Wayne is today. It was called Kikianga. It had 3,000 wigwams and was the home of Chief Little Turtle. At a later time, the Miami Indian capital was moved here to the Forks because Chief Richardville wanted the Miamis to be further from the influence of the white man. This area was a luscious, fertile, and beautiful land at the height of the Miami Nation 300 years ago. There were dense forests, ample grazing for wild game, and crystalline streams of fresh water, everything in abundance to sustain a proud and mighty people. They received with gratitude and thanksgiving what the land gave for their needs. They wasted little to nothing and were taught from one generation to the next how to use, store, and invent the things they needed for their immediate use and for times when the land rested and recuperated. Life for the American Indians was sometimes hard and dangerous, but it was also a good life for many generations. Then their ways were altered, mostly by the arrival of the white man. At first, the changes seemed to benefit the Indians. Tools became easier to acquire and more efficient. Axes, hammers, and firearms replaced hand-chiseled stone implements or those carved from animal bone. Skins worked with tallow and cured for use for lodging and clothing were replaced by canvas from sails or calico material and glass beads. Steel needles were coveted instead of sewing implements of bone that were easily broken. As the traders encroached into the sacred lands, they soon realized the advantage that could be had with their trading practices, and the trades were often one-sided and very unfair. The white man brought alcohol, firearms, and gaudy baubles that were traded for the rich furs and skins of beaver, mink, and buffalo that were in high demand among the well-to-do along the eastern seaboard. With each trade, the Indians became more dependent on what the white man was making available to him. These early trades were soon replaced with the greed for the land that the American Indians possessed. Many wars took place defending the lands that had always been theirs. As the American government became more involved with expanding land acquisition, sacred Indian land became more scarce. Americans believed that they had a right to this land because they fought for it. They seemed to have forgotten who was here first. The Miami Indians and the United States government made a total of 33 treaties. Each time the treaty was amended to push the Miamis further and further from their homeland. The final 3 treaties were made here at the Forks of the Wabash. The treaty marker stone with the dates 1834, 1838, and 1841 stands as a sad conclusion to a once proud and mighty Miami nation. Niwi.